My next chess video here on Chester, not on Chester.com, here on my laptop. This time Monarch 1.7 with white is playing against Deep Fritz 14. And I let them play the Sicilian Alpine with d5 by black. So this kind of position we now have on the board, and yeah, I don't know, maybe taking there, queen takes, and I don't know, knight f3, bishop g4, something like this probably. Fritz is black, Monarch is white, and yeah, let's see how this game will unveil. I have no idea how to play this with white, but I know a little bit how to play this with black, because I never play the Sicilian Alpine, but I sometimes play against it, so let's see. Maybe bishop to g4 now, bishop e2, knight f6, castles, e5, d4, I don't know about d4, maybe d3, knight to here, bishop here maybe, bishop there, just some normal moves. Maybe now c4, queen goes back, and knight c3, probably then takes, knight here, takes, and knight there, because bishop takes here does nothing, because you just attack the bishop has to go back somewhere. Maybe the bishop could go here and defend the pawn. I don't know. Castling, but black get a lot of activity for it, but maybe queen h4 now. Threatening mate, so h3. Opposite colored bishops. Queen here. Knight here attacking the rook. Rook defends the pawn. Knight here attacking the queen. And queen there probably. Maybe try to go f4. I don't know. Looks to be an interesting position here. But what to do? Takes, not knight here. This loses a pawn. So probably just castling, and white has a weak pawn over there, but you can maybe just go for something like this. Rook ad1, queen h4, threatening mate, so this one. Queen goes back, knight goes here. Queen goes there. Maybe with h4, h5 or f4 ideas. Knight coming in here or here. So probably white is a little bit better there. But this is just... let's see, what else can you do? This looks quite normal. Bishop e2, going out of the pin. Knight f6, castling. e5, e3, this all looks pretty normal. Knight here, bishop there, bishop here, queen here, knight here, probably not bishop takes. You want to keep this bishop, probably rook d8 to add more pressure to this pawn. So now bishop takes is threatened, followed by taking this pawn over there, but now you can take here, takes attacking the queen, takes attacking the... I don't know. Probably have to take back, and now your knight can jump in here and block the attack. Maybe now something like... No, not this. Maybe not just take here again and play the knight in here. Bishop there. Well, castling and queen h4. Everything seems pretty normal here. Good position for both sides, I would say. Probably slightly better for white. So, I don't know. What else can you play? We have queen takes. What else can you play? Castling. Here this seems normal. E5 seems also normal. D3. Knight c3, bishop there. Can the knight jump somewhere? Maybe not e5. If takes, then queen takes, rook takes, knight takes, attacking the bishop. Bishop goes here. Pawn takes, and f5. Maybe something like this, but yeah, I don't know. This doesn't seem right. Rook here. Then maybe rook there. Okay, we have different move by Monarch. Monarch plays the move d4 immediately. Okay, pawn takes. Pawn takes. Now, I don't know, knight here. Knight here. Bishop there. Bishop there. But then bishop takes. Queen takes. Knight takes. Bishop takes. Queen takes. Queen here. Rook there. Threatening some nasty checkmate. But yeah, this doesn't work because of this check right here. So probably the queen has to go back. Yeah, but now this check comes nevertheless, and now you have to block with the queen, and this is checkmate. So probably you take the queen off here and go for this kind of position. White has some structural damage here. Isolated doubled f pawn, isolated d pawn, but white has the bishop pair, and yeah, should be fine for both sides. What else can you do as Fritz? This looks pretty normal, but maybe not taking. Maybe just continue with e3. Bishop e2. Knight here. Castles. Bishop d6. h3, h5. This is... I won a couple of games with this h5 idea. Because now if you take the bishop, of course there is now a terrible threat of just here attacking the knight. Let's say the knight moves to e5 to defend against the mate. I don't know if this works. Okay, you kind of have to take here. Now here, yeah, but this looks lost now for white. Maybe f5 now to attack the queen. f5 to attack the queen. Okay, we don't have takes, but this line also seems pretty... I don't know, this attacks the queen. If takes, then rook takes and queen here. But then the king can survive via that move. So I don't know if something like this would work, but it's an idea. But we have something else. After d4, we have the move knight f6 by Deep Fritz, and the Monarch took the pawn right here. Do we have a dull queen exchange, or do we have queen takes c5? I hope queen takes c5 is gonna be played, but let's see. Bishop e3 attacks the queen. Queen maybe goes back to c7. Knight f3. Bishop there. Black seems to get something after queen takes c5, but Fritz is calculating, Deep Fritz 14 is calculating this queen exchange, probably with an idea, with this idea in mind, threatening this fork and threatening the pawn right here. So this would defend both, but then e5 attacks the pawn, b5 defending. We'll see what Fritz comes up with. Maybe b3 takes. Knight c3. Bishop here check. Probably something like this. I don't know if you can get the pawn back after this. b4. Maybe a5. Takes, but you can just ignore this. Play knight f3. Takes. Knight here. Although now you cannot defend the pawn, because if you play a3 to defend it, then knight takes here nevertheless, because the rook in the corner would hang. So you kind of cannot just ignore this. Bishop b5 check. Knight here. Maybe not that move. But this, I don't know. Now there is a lot of pressure on that pawn. Takes. I don't know, maybe you can hold the pawn after all of that. What to do with black here in this position? Don't see it. King c2 is coming, and then there are no problems. So let's see how to get back the pawn. Knight to e4, then b4, a5 seems normal. a5, bishop b5 check, knight here, and c3. Probably you ignored. No, you cannot ignore this because your knight is under attack. So you have to take. And now maybe rook here to attack the bishop, but then b3, b5. You have a protected pass pawn. Well, maybe not protected yet, but it can be protected. And you attack the rook, so probably not something like this. So something like this. Then you could either take here or push the pawn. Taking here. I don't know, maybe you have something like rook takes and knight takes here for king. And you get the pawn, one of the pawns back. This is isolated doubled a pawn, but it's it's kind of past. So I don't know. I really don't. Maybe something like this could be possible. So after rook to b8, yeah, we have this queen exchange, so maybe just push it is better. Let's see, Fritz is calculating the move e6, not knight to e4. I don't know if after knight e4 white gets the pawn back, so let's go with e6, threatening the pawn, defending. Now a5 immediately, bishop checks, maybe bishop here, blocking so that this doesn't work, so you kind of have to take. Let's see if knight f3 does anything. Takes, and b3. Takes, and you kind of can take here. And this pawn is gonna fall soon after. And you cannot defend it anymore. So maybe this is how you get back the pawn. So a5. After e6, maybe something like this is possible. a5, bishop here, check, bishop here, takes, and now knight f3. b3. It's kind of normal. Maybe bishop here, takes. Now you lose the pawn anyway. So, but you can push and attack the knight. So the knight moves somewhere. Where does the knight go? Where does the knight go actually? Cannot go forward, it has to go back. And then just b6, and you're again up a clear pawn. So let's see how Fritz gets back the pawn. So I'll guess for b4. Let's have the b6. Now just take here. Do knight e5. Takes. Knight's white's move. So probably something like, yeah, we have to move b4. Probably something like knight here to stop knight e4. Then maybe knight there. Bishop there. I don't know, b4, no, b4 doesn't work. So maybe bishop e7 to prepare b4. But then maybe b4 from white, and where is this knight going? Where is this knight going? And also after you move the bishop, then you kind of, yeah, can play b4. And white's position is kind of awesome. So how does white get back the pawn? Maybe black. How does black get back the pawn? Maybe black just wants to play the game down a pawn. Maybe just try to get it back later. So bishop e7 is what Fritz calculates. Knight f3. Castling. Maybe something like this. For rook check to follow, knight can always come here. But then maybe b4, b5, attacking the knight. The knight has to go either back or on a5. I don't know. Yeah, we have to move bishop e7. This is what Deep Fritz is calculating all the time. Bishop e7. knight f3. Knight f3, probably even this one is possible. And then bishop there, maybe. But this just doesn't work. This just doesn't seem right, this b6 idea. Because you can just push the pawn. So probably just castling there. Trying to go e5, maybe, so bishop f4. Rook e8. Now we have knight f3. Rook e8 maybe. But I don't know, maybe even bishop here is a move. Takes, takes, but then the knight has this b6 square, and how to defend this pawn now? It's not possible, so probably instead of this move, just bishop f4 immediately, and if castles, now to go there. Takes, takes, rook e8, b4, knight here, and b5, attacking the knight again. Knight here attacks the pawn. a3, h5, a5, threatening to take and to win the rook in the corner. I don't know, here it seems like black gets back the pawn, but let's see, after that one. Takes. Bishop here, threatening e3. I know the knight is also defending this, so what to play here with black, with white after a5. Okay, we don't have this bishop to f4, we have the other move I was suggesting before. Instead of knight here, we have the move castling and bishop here. So let's see, maybe now b6 or a5. a5 now. Okay, now it's gonna be interesting. a5, I would go for something like bishop here. Takes, takes, knight there, attacking the pawn. You can either push it, but then a knight jumps in here, attacks the bishop, so probably just protecting it, and now there are no sacrifices possible because the rook in the corner is defended, and this bishop is very strong here on this diagonal. So probably rook e8 attacks the bishop. The king goes there, for example, defending the bishop. Now you'd have to play something like e5, but e5 may loses a pawn. b4, well, then I can jump in here with a check. This is now the threat, and you cannot really defend against this, so knight here, knight check, knight takes, or even better, probably bishop here, but then h3. Okay, but the Monarch plays something else. The Monarch plays not the move bishop here, but rather the move a3 immediately. So takes, takes, and maybe now, and after knight c6, maybe threatening to take here. Maybe now bishop b6, b2. Okay, but after this a3, Deep Fritz plays this move, attacking the bishop, which is pinned, so we have to move king c2 or king e2 maybe. Let's go with king e2. This was the first idea I had. King e2, maybe bishop, I don't know, e5, maybe now takes, knight c3, bishop here to protect the rook and play against that threat here. Now how is it? e5. You can just take the e-pawn. What does Fritz do with his bishop here? This is the question. And how to get back the pawn. Rook a8. King e2 I will play here. And now, you know what to play with black. Maybe something like h6 just to play a move. Okay, we have the move king e2. Then knight c3, probably now e5. So probably not knight c3, you wanna keep control over the square. So knight here. Probably knight there then to prepare e5. Okay, we have the move takes. Did I take two? King e2, takes, yeah. In this line, then knight c6, I'd probably play. Pawn takes. And knight c6, bishop there. h3, maybe even knight here. Try to go in for this fork, winning the bishop, so you'd kind of have to defend this. And now maybe e5, sacrificing a pawn. Takes, or even better, after takes, bishop here, f5, f4, and bishop there, check. Now the king has to go there, or somewhere else, maybe here. But let's go with this one. Then maybe knight takes, yeah, but then bishop takes. So probably bishop takes. Bishop takes. Knight takes here. Bishop takes. And bishop here. Now this bishop is pinned and cannot be saved anymore. So probably this is how you get back the piece. But what is if after that move? Well, interesting position. Maybe black sacrifices the e-pawn after all, but we don't have knight c6, we have knight d5, threatening this fork immediately. No, now the bishop is still there, but you threaten to take here, and bishop here is not possible because then this fork is coming. So this is how black gets back the pawn. I don't know, this move kind of defends both threats, defends this pawn and that one, but now bishop here attacks the rook. So now rook a2 probably. Yeah, this is how you get back the pawn. This is awesome play by Fritz. Probably now knight c6, threaten to take there. This knight is unable to move, so probably rook here. So now this is no threat anymore. And maybe it still is. I don't know. Knight takes, pawn takes, knight takes, bishop takes. Yeah, but then you don't have this fork here. So probably something like this. And now what? Now e5. We have to move rook a2. Now e5. This bishop maybe there on g4. Yeah, but how does black get back the pawn? Yeah, we have this knight here. Now rook c2 probably. At least I will play rook c2. Okay, but black has got a lot of activity for all that. Rook c2, I don't know, bishop d7, just to connect rooks and develop pieces. But now, what to do with white? Putting the rook somewhere. On c-file? Maybe on the c-file. So that, for example, h3 can push the knight back. Knight hovels in here. Knight takes, bishop takes, and you get a passed pawn. But you cannot push it right now. what to do with white in that position. We have this move. I don't know. I still prefer white in this position. Doubled rooks here on the c-file, they look pretty good. And you have two passed pawns. And yeah, white has a problem piece, the bishop. On d7 here, the light square bishop, it's a problem piece. So, I don't know, I kind of like white here in this position. But let's see what white comes up with here. It's white's move, so maybe that one. Go f5. Okay, we have to move b5 immediately. Instead of this, we have to move b5 immediately. Where does the knight go? The knight goes to a5. Okay, push, takes, knight takes. Okay, so now probably doubling. Probably doubling here to prepare. After doubling, then maybe this move comes in. Attacks the rook and the bishop, so probably something else. But what to play here with white? White's position looks pretty fine. I kind of like white here. Let's see. What are the ideas for white? Knight here is coming probably anyway. Taking off this pawn maybe. Well, it's still defended by the rook, but probably the other rook comes to the c-file. Okay, we have to move knight g5. And now knight here immediately. Attacks the bishop, attacks his pawn. So, I don't know. Actually, so maybe h4 now to defend the knight. Or, well, why not just take here? King has to go there, because if it goes there, then this forks king and rook. Well, you get two pieces for this, but I don't know. Yeah, 3 remaining pawns for black and 6 for white. Black has 2 pieces for the rook. I don't know. But you, as black, you kind of don't have to play for this. You can go here and now. Now the bishop, the knight. So maybe not h4. h4 takes, rook takes. Well, after bishop takes here, queen f8. Bishop goes back to defend the knight. Knight takes here, and then the knight here is hanging. So after bishop takes h7, white doesn't win a pawn here, because king f8, and you kind of have to defend the knight here because this is threatened. So maybe taking this anyway and take here after. So I don't know, we have 5 against 4 pawns, and yeah, but black's position, black's pieces look pretty good here. Black has the bishop pair, and these pawns are split and isolated, and black only has 1 isolated pawn. So yeah, this kind of configuration is enough for compensation, I would say, and probably I would even prefer black. Let's see it from black's perspective. Don't know. Let's see both evaluations. After king f8, Fritz thinks it's much better for black, and also the Monarch thinks it's better for black. So yeah, probably you have more than compensation for the pawn, but it looks pretty awesome. Both positions. I don't know if black can really win this. King f8, bishop d3. What? Bishop d3? Both engines think bishop d3 is the move here. But after bishop to d3, in that position here, bishop to d3, why not just knight takes here? Why not just knight takes here? Maybe knight takes? I don't know, bishop d3 seems to lose a piece to my eyes. Bishop d3 back. What's the idea after knight takes here? Knight takes d2. Looks to me that white just loses a piece. Knight takes e2. Oh, no, 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 no. White has this check right here. Knight f... Knight h2 check. Knight h7 check. And I can take off here the piece and go back and then take the knight, and we have equality, and still white is up a pawn, so maybe it's not that bad. So you have this knight to h7 check, this in between check, but what to do now? Black is down 2 pawns actually, so probably knight here takes, maybe knight here check, king takes knight, knight takes here, king here, and bishop there, double check. So 1, 2, 3, and the king goes there, let's say. King goes there. And we have 4 against 5. Up black has a bishop, and this knight cannot move because this pawn would hang. And also white gets a lot of black gets a lot of compensation with a move like this, for example. But let's see, maybe there is even something better. But it's really quite complicated. Knight to f4 check. Knight takes here, and maybe now bishop here to threaten the bishop there. Okay, but now you can save the knight. But then maybe bishop takes here, threatening the rook. Rook goes here, but this is a discovered check. So black is kind of winning a piece there. I don't know, this discovered check, then I can hop in here, but then the bishop could be saved. And then the knight can take even another pawn, but you can kick the knight, okay, this. So I think black is gonna win a piece there, and then it's quite hard to defend this with white. Knight goes back, but you can take here. 2 pawns for the piece. Maybe something like this. Bishop goes back, this one. Knight goes back, and knight takes here. But then rook takes there. e3. Oh, no, no, no. Rook cannot take there, because rook is threatened, so rook there. Or rook there, and now this pawn is hanging. You might defend it with that move. Okay, we have a move there. This you don't really have to analyze. We have this taking there, knight check, king here, and now not knight takes bishop, but rook takes knight. Maybe this is saving black, white here, so knight here check. Let's say king here is terrible because of that one, and now pinning the rook to the king. So this you cannot play. What about this? Takes, takes, bishop takes, attacking the rook. Rook takes there, rook takes there. Knight goes here. No, knight cannot go here. And knight even cannot go there. So probably knight takes here. Takes and knight here. 4 against 5 should be better for white, but I'm sure that there is something better. Knight takes, rook takes. Bishop takes, rook takes, rook takes, knight takes. King takes. I don't see anything better, so maybe not this knight check. Oh, okay, we have a move. We have the move bishop here, going out of the threat. So maybe rook here attacks the bishop. Knight here check. King here. Knight takes. Takes. Bishop takes with check. But then this kind of stuff maybe. I don't know, here white is a piece up. So the rook goes to c2 maybe. But maybe bishop takes. Bishop takes, and now knight here, discovered check on the king, attacking the rook. The king hasn't got a lot of squares probably here, and now just take the rook. But what is after this one? Now both pieces are hanging. Can you do something there? Probably knight here saves the day. Yeah, this is a check, winning the bishop. Okay, so that's why rook d1 is played by the Monarch. Here rook d1 is played. Rook d1 after all of that. Now knight here check. At least I will play this. The other option is just to take off here, but then check. Maybe here. Bishop takes. Bishop takes. Rook takes. King takes. Knight takes. You at least get back the pawn, because this pawn cannot be defended anymore. But is it more? That's the question. But anyway, this is something for the analysis. Of the move rook d1. So knight is pretty stranded over there. But it can always go back to g5. Maybe f6 at some point. Then is the knight stranded. So maybe f6 even now. What to do with the knight? Well, the knight is protected by the bishop. Okay, so you somehow should get rid of the bishop. Bishop d4 is calculated. What is the threatening the pawn here? Okay, you cannot defend the pawn. Can you? I don't see a way to defend this pawn. Yeah, we have to move bishop d4. Now what to do with white? I see another line. Knight here, check. variation. King here, knight takes, rook takes, bishop takes, rook takes, rook takes. No, this doesn't work. If this takes, bishop is kind of blocked, and now you can save the knight. Okay, so this probably doesn't work that great. Move bishop c3, rook d1, bishop d4. Okay, we have to move king f3, activating the king in the endgame. This is always good. And now, well, just take the pawn, don't you? You could also go for something like this. Knight here. Knight takes, bishop takes, and now this pawn you cannot defend anymore because the bishop is eyeing that square, but you can maybe attack the bishop. But now this comes. Also this bishop is loose, maybe e5 in the future. Yeah, first you have to attack the bishop and then maybe this one. 5 against 4, but the bishop pair, this pawn is weak, this pawn is weak, this pawn is attacked, and I don't see a defense. You cannot defend this pawn anymore. So this is also an option you could go. You could go with black, knight here, knight takes, bishop takes, and something like this. So maybe you don't attack the bishop, you keep on defending this pawn. But then rook takes, this bishop is pinned. Okay, I think this would also be a good line. But black just took the pawn. And now it's again 5 against 4. But black has the bishop pair. And is now threatening this pawn. So you maybe, well, pushing it doesn't work. And you cannot defend the pawn anymore. So black will regain his material and with a vengeance, with a better position. So let's see both evaluations here. Minus 1.69 by Fritz and minus 1 from the Monarch. So black stands better. Both engines agree upon that. We have the move rook here. So maybe bishop takes, knight takes, pawn takes. King has to go out of the pin. So maybe king here. Maybe king here. Then e5 check. I don't know, there is so much options for black, so I just see that white's position is just disgusting. So f3 is played, so now the knight cannot move back. So maybe Fritz is now going after the knight. f6. You still cannot defend this pawn, so this pawn doesn't go anywhere. Can take it later also. This knight stays passive. This knight is very stranded. So what is white's plan here exactly? Maybe something like g4 to go g5. Then maybe takes. King here. Yeah, but this loses the bishop, so cannot go here. Can you go there? No, this loses to the knight here. Here you cannot go. Here it doesn't. Here you lose the bishop. So I don't know. Maybe g5. Then maybe rook takes even. Rook takes, bishop takes here, attacking the rook. Rook moves back. I don't know. Then maybe rook here attacking the knight, but now you can defend it. This is the idea I had when I was playing g4, just to defend the knight and to not lose a piece. But okay, we have something else here. Not g4, we have the move rook to here. Now the bishop goes here, threatening bishop there. What's the idea behind that move? Probably something like this, to go after that pawn. But now bishop here just defends the pawn. What to play next? Some token move probably. You can never defend this pawn. Now the bishop is under threat, and yeah, but if you go here now, this square is defended. But you can maybe kick the rook. Kick the rook. Rook goes there, but here anyway. This check followed by rook takes here. So you probably don't go f6, you just go knight here anyway. Takes. Taking here. I don't know. Okay, we have to move f5 immediately instead of h3. That's the position, and black plays. Not black played the bishop back. White plays the rook here, and black goes f5. Where is the rook going? Okay, rook h4. Fritz immediately takes there. I would take this. Bishop is pinned. Probably king here. And then knight here probably takes, and bishop there, check. But then just f3. Then maybe this one. I don't know, it's so hard. This doesn't work because of that. Attacking the bishop, attacking the knight, attacking the rook. This forks everything. But okay, what's the idea? After knight takes, rook takes. King here, defending the knight. Maybe not bishop here, threatening to go f5 or the knight. So some token move, for example that one. Take the knight, take the pawn, play this check, and you're again winning a whole piece here after all. And yeah, black is up a piece. So I don't know what to do here. Rook here and knight there. Okay, I'm probably going there. Rook takes, bishop takes here, and now black is up a pawn. But let's say knight takes here, rook takes there, rook. Oh, this is check. Okay, this is check. Let's check. So you cannot take the knight. Okay. Yeah, bishop e2, rook takes, bishop takes b5, King g3 is the move. Probably, yeah, but this now looks lost for white. This now looks lost for white. So probably not taking the bishop, but playing king g3. Be able to defend the rook. What about bishop here? No, the bishop has to defend the knight, though. Yeah, we have this kind of continuation. And now bishop takes b5, king g3. I don't know. Looks pretty lost for white. 4 pieces each. 4 pawns for black, 3 pawns for white. So this is how you should play the Alpine Sicilian. As black. Let's see, Fritz. Yeah, it's kind of logical that Deep Fritz 14 beats the Monarch. 1.7 because Fritz 6 also beat the Monarch, and Fritz 6 is not as good as Fritz 14. See both evaluations. Yeah, it's both think that it's lost for white. Both engines. So okay, well, we don't have this one. We have the move I thought before. We have the move g4. But now it's a different kettle of fish, because now you can maybe pin the knight to the king, and after this maybe g4, rook here, g5, f5. I mean, and if king here, then bishop here is gonna be checkmate. So the king has to go there. But then bishop here checks the king. King has to go there. Now maybe f6. This looks quite hopeless, if you ask me. Yeah. Knight hops in here. We have takes, queen, bishop here, bishop there. Pawn takes still, black is up a pawn, but how to win this? How to win this? This is the question here. Knight here, finally the knight gets developed. Knight here, check. Okay, cannot go there, cannot go there. Kind of have to go here, here, or here, or here, or here. Where does Fritz? Probably king g3 now. But then bishop there, check. If king cannot go there. If king here, again we have this funny mate on the board. So the king cannot go here. We kind of have to go there. We cannot go there. Wow. Okay, we have king g3. Why not this? Oh, yeah, okay, maybe because of f5. So we have to move king g3. Rook here, bishop there. Rook here, now the knight has to move because it's attacked. Yeah, the knight only square is this one. Or that one. And this is what the Monarch plays. This one here. Maybe not b4. Or yeah, b4 would also be a move, but knight here is also kind of good. Attacks a rook. Where's the rook going? Rook goes here, attacks the knight. Yeah, but this pin just wins the exchange and the game. Now it's all over. And white plays this move. Now we have that move. Yeah, this is done. This is done. This is done. It's all over. White is winning now. Pawn and the exchange up. Bishop pair. Nice position by black. Nice position here. Knight goes here, defends the rook, so that if takes, then you can take with the rook. But g5 just wins a whole rook. It just wins a whole rook. It's that easy. Yeah. G5, I don't know. Takes. Yeah, but then knight takes. Okay, so this just kind of wins. Yeah, we have this takes. I would just... Yeah, it's over. White resigned the game. And... let's see the interesting positions of this game and how long they played theory. Yeah, queen takes c5 is kind of the theory move, but let's say, I don't know, opening book. Okay, let's continue with the live book. Put the opening book away and let's ask the live book what kind of moves are played in this position. Oh, there is the live book, sorry. King takes d1, 9 games, and it went like e6. There is no move with e6. a5, e6. Stockfish 7 also says e6 is a good move there. Fritz is also not bad, so e6 is probably good there. b4, never played. Okay, we're kind of, at least in my book, doesn't tell me that this is played. So let's keep on with this kind of stuff. Let's see what Fritz has to say about his game. There. No, not like this. Rather with that. Okay, let's see what Fritz says about it. Equal right now. Still equal. A5, a3, rook there, king c2, king e2. Black gets some advantage here. Bishop d2. Yeah, only move to defend against both threats. Knight c... Bishop f3, yeah, attacking the rook. Rook moves, and now knight c6. Rook moves to c2. Bishop to d7, yeah, black has compensation for the pawn, maybe even a little bit more. Now this move, where did it go wrong? Yeah, here this move. Probably better was to move g3, and after g3, yeah, just to put away the square for the knight. After g3, maybe knight to b3 again, and c6. Yeah, because now you don't have this option of going there. So after takes, kind of have to go back. Probably here to d7, and yeah, this should still be equal, but black can maybe double on the c file, and this should be okay for white. I think some position like this I also showed in my analysis, but we have in my live analysis, but we have knight g5, now knight b3, bishop takes here, King f8, bishop d3, knight takes, knight h7, yeah, otherwise white loses a piece. Rook takes d2, bishop c3 attacking the rook, rook d1, bishop d4 now, king here. Why not defend the pawn? Let's say rook here. No, not this kind of stuff. Rook here. New variation. Knight f4, check. So the king has to defend the bishop. Knight takes d3. King takes d3. Bishop b5, check. King here. Bishop e5. What is bishop e5 about? Oh, now this check is threatened. So, winning the knight. So, probably knight g5 now. Knight g5. Mate in 1. Bishop here. Checkmate. That's a cute mate. That's one of a cute mate. Okay. King f3 we have. Bishop takes pawn. Knight g5. Okay, we have this move instead. f6. Rook here. Bishop there, yeah. Fritz thinks it's lost. This one, the other interesting position is this one coming up right here. No, not this move. Of course not this move. Knight e3. If knight e3 and bishop e5 check. If the king goes there, then we have this funny checkmate. And if the okay, well, let's say the rook is attacked. So let's say the rook moves somewhere where it cannot be pinned. So probably here. New variation. Bishop e5 check. King here, so that you don't run into discovery. Knight g1. Bishop there. Rook d4 check. Okay, this at least wins the bishop. King has only one square to go to. Knight f3 check. King can go there. And now bishop to e8 check. Let's say the king goes there. Oh, there he cannot go. Bishop e8 check, and now bishop f7, the only move, and bishop takes. King takes here. Okay, well, not this, but king takes here. Well, I don't have to analyze this, at least all of white's pieces are hanging. So, but rook f4 it's a nice checkmate. It's a really nice checkmate. Bishop is defended from the knight, the bishop defends the rook. This square is covered by the king, this square is covered by the bishop, this square is covered by the knight, this square is covered by the rook. So this is one cute mate. So that's why rook f4 is played, bishop e5 here, and here we don't have to analyze it. Why exactly play that move? Okay, knight here, and now you can go here, because if you go there immediately, then black still is better. But why allow this knight takes f5 check? Don't have to allow it. So that's why g6 is played, and here all is over. And in this position white resigned the game. Yeah, thanks for watching, and see you next time. Ciao.